Welcome back. This is War 4. We've matched LVT. We were unsure of when we were going to match them. We thought it was going to be last war, but matchmaking has proven to be a little bit unpredictable so far. So my team's going to be S39, Anti-Venom, and Nick Fury. I'm going to be starting out on Path 2 in Section 1. First fight here is going to be Mystic Spidey, taking him with S99. Mystic Spidey is tactic, so you don't really need to worry about pausing your debuffs. So I'm going to do a mix of regular hits and blocked hits, and basically just push him over a bar of power, block his special one. I don't like to dex it unless I absolutely need to. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this one. Next up is Thing, so taking him with S99 as well. I used the PS1 here. I probably didn't need to, but I wanted to get to my Special 3 quicker. I don't normally use S99 Special 3. However, with the node being sadist, what I wanted to avoid was having to count to 15 for his rock stacks and play around that the whole time. So the way I saw it, the node gives me placebos, which pauses my debuffs. If I can get the slow on him between the node and me pausing, I can just keep it up the whole time, and then I don't really need to worry about his rock stacks building, ever. I don't need to worry about him going unstoppable, none of that crap. And that's how I'm going to play this fight, and it ended up working out really well, because I knew that I was going to end up having a lot of debuffs on him, so I really didn't want to get stuck in a corner with a 15 rock stack thing or anything like that with no power. So I felt like this just gave a good safety net to that. Next up is No Node Doom. He doesn't benefit from this node in any way. And so the strategy is blocked hits, build my ruptures, push him to special one, bait the special one out of him, and then just repeat the process basically. So I'm going to let this one play out, and I will come back. All right, next up is Hulkling on Rich Get Richer. I've taken Hulkling here before. I think this is only the second time I've taken an Ascended Hulkling. But the game plan's still the same. It's just build ruptures, blocked hits basically, and make sure that you're pausing, push him to special one. I like the special one more than the special two because it's easy to get a pause on it. And the AI in this one was being a little passive, so I am going to lose more of my wither than I would like to. And I'm noticing that as the fight's going on. So at some point in the fight, I am going to start to land regular hits just to build my power so that I can try and make sure that I either get to or I'm close to a special 2, just on the off chance that I lose that wither. And I have an invuln on just in case I lose it and Hulkling reaches a special 3. So I'm going to let this one play out now, and I will come back when it's all finished. Alright, next up is Void on Power Snack. This is the only fight I have with Nick Fury, so I do not care how much health I lose. I don't even care if I go into second life. I still have the invuln on from the Hulkling fight, which was my plan, because if I needed to tank an SP3 in this fight, I would, because I didn't remove Dex, so I knew that the possibility of him reaching an SP3 if I Dexed anything was there, and pretty much just going to be really aggressive. I'm going to still try not to Dex as much as possible, but I'm just going to try to keep him in his corner and just bleed him out, basically. Originally, I was like, maybe I go for 4-hit combos, but then during the fight, I was like, nah, there's no need to do that. There's really no danger of dying here, in my opinion. You got 2 lives, and the fight's pretty much over at this point, so I just figured I'd be aggressive. There was no need to save health. Alright, last up is Photon Boss. So, the video you're about to see is not the same fight that I was a part of, which is unfortunate. So, this fight for me was, like, normally I've had, like, situations in fights where things get choppy or laggy for a moment. Like, I remember a couple seasons ago, a while back now, where anytime the AI threw their first special of the fight, it was laggy. And then I've had other situations where certain animations of certain champs are laggy for like 1 or 2 portions of the fight. This entire fight, for me, was laggy. A couple of things that stood out to me. The very first medium that she came running in to do, that I normally would pause on, felt sped up, like it was in fast forward. My controls overall felt delayed. Like I would do something and then it would take a little bit longer than normal for the character on the screen to respond to it. And then after that initial Superman punch that she threw, the rest of her Superman punches felt slow, like choppy. And when she would dash back in her, like when she's like glowing purple, when she would dash back to block, that animation of her actually moving back on the screen was also choppy. Because there's going to be one point in this where I'm going to run in on her, I think like 5 or 6 times in a row, and I think she's blocking, and she's not actually blocking. And I think I'm going to land an intercept a couple times. I don't even mean to land intercepts, but it's just going to happen naturally. And then I think one time she's going to dex back on me and hit me. But I remember playing that part of the fight and thinking she was in a blocking stance. But anyway, the fight finished. I went to my office chat. I told them I died, and I was like, that entire fight felt off, guys. You have to see this video. And then I sent the video. And then I watched the video, and I was like, wow, these motherfuckers think that I am fucking crazy. Because this video looks relatively normal. And I got nothing. I really don't have an explanation for it. Normally, when I play a bad fight, I can go back, I can look at it, and I can say, hey, I know what I did wrong there. I should have done this instead of this, and I can analyze it, and I can be like, all right, I know not to make that mistake again. I can't do that with this one. So, it is what it is. But I'm going to let this one finish out. It's just a cleanup at this point, and I'll come back at the end of it. So, we ended up winning this one on time. I was the third death. LVT had already dropped their third one when I died to Photon. And it was a very close war. I know it was both sides didn't want to die as much as we did. I know that much. And but good luck to LVT for the rest of the season. I feel like they have a really strong opportunity this season to make podium, because right now Salty has 2 losses, LVT has the 1, and if LVT can beat Salty, or even if LVT loses to Salty, if they can maintain a better attack bonus than Salty, then they automatically are above them in the standings. So I think it's a really good opportunity. We're almost at the halfway point in the season. So I am kind of excited to see how things play out in that regard, even though I do not like the matchmaking changes of no rematches. But that's all she wrote for now. Thank you very much for watching.